Yo, what's up? Thanks for checking in today's video. I'm EJ, you can call me FitRep. I'm going to be discussing today solely on how and what I did to lose 60 pounds in just 6 months. I went from 320 pounds to 260 pounds in a span of exactly 6 months. And I'm just going to go over 5 different sections on what I implemented into my life to make that happen. And I suggest you take notes on it, and you can use some of the stuff to implement into your life if you haven't already. That will help you achieve your fitness goals. Thanks for watching, and without further ado, we'll start with the first section. Well, the first thing I implemented into my life was, movement or working out, weightlifting. And coming from a sports background, I really already knew how to work out, and I was sort of bored with that. Had been resistance training, for the past 6 to 8 years, but it was more based just for my sport that I was playing. And, weight loss is more just getting your body moving and increasing your energy output so you can burn as many calories as you can. And, with losing weight, the biggest thing is just consistency, and consistency happens by you doing something that you enjoy and you're not bored of. So for me, I started out with just, walking 30 minutes after I was done, resistance training, and I would do that 3 days a week where I'm in the gym resistance training for about an hour a day, and then after I was done or on my off days, I would walk 30 minutes, and I would do this for the first couple weeks, and then, I really fell in love with it. I saw that it was, I was losing weight, I was feeling better, and so I bumped it up to, 4 to 5 days that I'm working out, and I started, walking on the treadmill on incline for 20 to 30 minutes and tracking it, and then, I started progressing into, doing high intensity interval training, where I'd be sprinting on the treadmill for 20 seconds, resting for 40 seconds, or sprinting on 30, resting for 30, or sprinting on 40, resting for 20, and I would do that at the end of my workouts, and just basically progressively making my workouts harder throughout the week. And then, I would get bored with that, and I wouldn't want to do it, so then I would switch it up, and I'd do, a cycling class, or I'd do hot yoga, or I started running a lot. I ended up actually running a half marathon, which I never thought I would do. But the biggest tip I would give is just, opening your horizon and really finding stuff that you're not going to get bored with, and that you actually are going to wake up and look forward to doing. I'm still doing weightlifting because that's actually really what I enjoy. I've just really played around with powerlifting, maximal strength, hypertrophy, endurance training, but definitely implementing some type of working out into your life to try and just burn more calories and lose body fat and tone your lean muscle. That's going to be really crucial to losing weight and just looking better and having a better looking physique. Hello. Step number 2 is going to be changing your diet and really dialing in on what you're consuming, because if I've learned anything from really starting out in fitness, it's you are what you eat. What I did, I was eating fast food all the time and really not counting any of my calories, eating candy. And, in the 6 months, I started cutting out fast food, cutting out candy and processed foods and all frozen foods and stuff like that. And I implemented the MyFitnessPal into my life, and it's an app that you can download made by Under Armour on the App Store, and you can type in any food that you're eating, even if it's at a restaurant, or you can scan a barcode if it's food you bought, on the label, and you can actually bring up the nutritional information right from that food on your phone, and it tracks it throughout the whole day. And this allows you to really know what you're consuming. And I also invested in a Fitbit so I can see how many calories I'm burning. And through this, I can gauge, how many calories a day in a deficit I am. And that's what's really the main importance of this, is that what you're consuming versus what you're burning off. Mainly what you're consuming, because that's really all that losing weight is. It's expending more calories than you're taking in. And you're not going to do that just by, thinking that you are in it or not, like really seeing it written down and being on point with it. Another thing that I struggled with was just, cutting down my calories to be in a deficit. And I had read a lot and really dialed in using this app called Zero on the App Store, and it's a intermittent fasting app. And it sort of just, it sets alarms for you, and you can see how many other people are fasting too. And if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's where you're fasting and not eating anything. You can drink basically just black coffee, green tea, and water for an extended period of time. I personally did 16 hours of fasting to start with, and then I would eat within a 8-hour window and eat all my calories for that day in an 8-hour window. And then I eventually, I would fast 2 more hours, so I'd be fasting 18 hours of the day, and then I would leave myself a 6-hour window to eat in, and then eventually, go into 20 hours some days, or maybe doing a full day fast, because as you progress, your body becomes a lot more comfortable with going longer periods without food. But this just really was a game changer for me, because once I would eat that first thing in the day, like say I wasn't fasting, I'd eat breakfast. It's just sort of like I'm just waiting for the next meal. But when you're fasting, it's just like your body is so used to it. You feel so good, you feel clean, that you're not even like thinking about food until it's time to really break your fast, or an hour before you're breaking your fast, and it's a lot easier to manage. In regards to the diet that I chose to do personally, I did keto and intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is not really a diet, it's just like an eating habit, or eating like timetable. But keto, if you are thinking about doing it, it really helped me. You're basically cutting out all main sources of carbs, and you're really increasing your fat intake. So I ate a lot of eggs, bacon, avocado, salads, and veggies, and proteins like chicken and steak or fish. And this basically teaches your body to stop burning carbs, like rice and stuff, for energy, and it's actually flipping your fuel source to have your body just burn fat, because you're increasing your fat intake and you are decreasing your carbs. So your body has no choice but to burn the fat. And then when you're intermittent fasting with keto, it's actually when you're not burning the fat that you're intaking while you're fasting, your body still needs to burn something for energy. So it's just taking your stored fat and actually using that for energy. So it's sort of a cheat code. Okay, step number 3, I'm going to touch on it lightly just because I already talked about it at the end of my workouts, how I do conditioning. But, when you are dialed in on your diet and, resistance training or whatever you're choosing, to do for working out, just adding in extra cardio is really going to be a game changer, because you are going to be able to burn, anywhere from 200 to 400 more calories each day, putting yourself in even more of a deficit, making yourself lose even more weight. Okay, so I had already spoken about some of the things I did, but I did steady state cardio, which is more of just walking. You can do this outside on a treadmill. You can even do like the elliptical or ride a bike just for like longer periods of time, 30 minutes to 60 minutes. You can also do this like on your off day, like say you are working out like 5 to 6 days a week, or however many days. On your off days, you can just do cardio and you're still burning calories, and it's less stress on your body. I started jogging, and eventually, like I said, running a half marathon. And this, can be something that you can do with friends or with your community, and really like have other people hold you accountable and hold them accountable. And it's almost like more competitive and fun, and it's something you look forward to, not just really, I have to go run today. It's not really that OD. And so next up, the high intensity interval training I was talking about, that is actually a really crucial part of what I did, because when you are spiking your heart rate up in that 30 seconds of sprinting and then resting and letting it drop back down to near resting for 40 seconds, your body, every time it skyrockets, it's just turning into a fat burning machine. And that is going to spike your metabolism, not only that day that you're doing it, but also the 2 to 3 days following. So it's very, it's very excellent when your goal is to burn fat. And I highly suggest implementing that into your regimen. It doesn't even have to be just sprinting. You can just do 30 seconds of going as hard as you can on the bike, or I see those little ski things. You can go 30 seconds hard on those. 30 seconds hard jumping jacks, jump rope. It's just whatever you do, you're going as hard as you can for like 20 to 30 seconds, and then you're resting for the same amount of time. I started at double the amount of time I was active. I would rest double that time, and then I worked my way down to almost resting the same amount of time I was active, or half that. And that's going to be really important for just spiking your metabolism and letting your body oxidize fat a lot quicker. Your last tip would just be, switching it up and making sure that, I would get bored. No one wants to walk on a treadmill every day. Some people do, though. If you are that, leave a comment below. But if you are not, just switch it up and make sure that you are doing the conditioning, even if it's a different thing every day. Just moving and getting active and burning calories is where you need to be if you want to reach your fitness goals. Tip number 4 is actually going to be supplementation, and some supplements that I utilized while I was in this 6-month process. I'll start with the first one. It's going to be apple cider vinegar. I still use this to this day. I've never stopped. This is honestly like the GOAT. I'll tell you why. It improves the metabolism, it reduces fat storage, suppresses your appetite, very crucial. When you're intermittent fasting and you take a tablespoon of this with some water in the morning, you're not hungry for hours after. A high fat diet like keto supplemented with the acidic acid, which is in this apple cider vinegar, has just a significant increase in, helping the genes responsible for fat burning, which is just a win-win situation. And that the apple cider vinegar, you really feel it. About 30 minutes after you take it, you'll be on the pot. It just really increases your metabolism and really helps with hunger, and I love it. It's a staple in my life. I use it every day that I am with it. My second supplement is going to be CLA. I've been taking this for a while now, and I used it every day during the 6 months that I was losing weight. Right on the bottle, it is scientifically shown to improve body composition and improves lean muscle tone, fuels energy and fat metabolism without stimulants. And that is going to be really important for the third supplement I'm going to talk about after this. But CLA, there it is. I really could see myself just getting thinner, and my lean muscle was really beginning to show. And it was like when I'd see that in the mirror, it would make me want to go to the gym and just destroy that day, whatever it was, because I could really it felt like my results were just increasing like tenfold, and that's really inspiring. And I think that's a really big factor. Because this is going to be a journey for a lot of you, like it was for me. And anything that is going to get you out of bed, and just where you can look in the mirror and just be like, yeah, like I noticed change, it's positive, and then you have positive thoughts, and you bring that to your workout, and you get a better workout, you burn more calories, and it's just, it's a domino effect. So I highly suggest getting those two. And my third and final supplement that I did take, that I really felt like it helped me in the beginning, the first like 4 to 5 months, and that would be the Hydroxycut Hardcore. Hydroxycut is one of the most studied fat burners in the industry, and it's number one, when you're intermittent fasting and you're not having any food sources, you're going to be low on energy. And so this has caffeine in it, so it's going to boost up your energy levels, have you more focused, and the caffeine is also going to ramp up your metabolism, so it's going to help with fat burning. And it's a thermogenic, so it's going to make your body just oxidize fat more and move it around and get rid of it. And it really helped me. The main thing was suppress my appetite and just be able to fast for that much longer, where my body's just eating away at my stored fat. And it has enough caffeine in it where you can still have coffee if you like later in the day. I wouldn't suggest taking it with it, but the thing I was saying is that this is stimulant free, so there's no caffeine in here, and it still helps with fat burning. So you could just take this. I took both at the same time, and it really was a game changer. But you don't have to worry about the jitteriness or the anxiety that usually comes with like taking too much caffeine, because this doesn't have any in it. It's stimulant free, and you can just solely rely on the Hydroxycut. I'm going to leave links to each 3 of these supplements that I have talked about in the description box below. So if you're really serious about losing weight, I highly suggest checking out each one of them. Alright, step number 5 is going to be a little bit of mix of a couple things that I may have spoken about, but this is going to be, honestly, after you have heard and taken note and really, taken the other 4 tips seriously, this is going to be the most important one. It's going to be titled consistency. And, these things won't work if you only do it for 1 week and then stop, and then do it for another week and then stop. You have to consistently stay on the grind. Literally, 6 months is not that long of time in your lifespan, hopefully. And if you just take 6 months out of your life to make a drastic change, it's going to change the rest of your life forever. It's done that for mine. So some of the things that I did to really stay consistent, like I said, I got a Fitbit. On the app, they have Fitbit communities that you can join, and people hold each other accountable. You can see your steps, you can see your sleep patterns, you can see your calories burned, you can track workouts, and that is going to make it fun. It's almost like you're in a video game leveling up. It also tells the time. Second, I spoke about Zero, the app Zero, Zero, and that is going to be an intermittent fasting app. And like I said, it has a community. You can see how many people are doing the fast that you're doing, or just fasting in general around the world. It's really cool. The third one, MyFitnessPal, that's going to keep you consistently tracking your macros and calories. And then the fourth one is going to be the Carb Manager if you're doing keto. This allows you to really track more accurately the carbs that you're intaking per day. And okay, deprivation. It's going to be hard. You're going to get a lot of cravings when you are starting to eat clean at first. And I conquered this by, I would only go grocery shopping when I was finished working out. Never go to the grocery store when you are hungry and haven't worked out. Because after you're done working out, or after you've eaten, you're going to be full. But after you've worked out, you're going to realize how hard you worked out, and what you had to do to just burn the calories off that you already have on you. You're not going to want to go down the junk aisle. Another tip that I really found helpful was, when you're in a grocery store, stay on the outer ring of it. That's where all the healthy food is. It's all the middle aisles that have all the crap that you don't want to eat. And then the last one is just mindset, right? I listen to a lot of different podcasts, and I watched other people's fitness journeys, and it just kept me inspired and really kept me on the positive thinking process of just knowing that I can do this if I just stay consistent and I put the time and I put the work in. The results will come. It's just about what you do and how long you do it for. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. I will be leaving a link below to my website where you can get a free workout plan, and it's basically a 5-day workout plan, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it works each section of your body if you're into resistance training like me. I basically just made it to try and help people out that are just starting out and don't really know where to go, don't really want to buy a training program. I'm really just out here trying to put out information that's going to help people achieve their fitness goals and just better themselves and giving back. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at FitRep2Ps, and have a great day. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it, any critiques, because this is the first of many. Peace.